Hello BookTube. This is a much saner April book haul. I still have about 20 books that I hauled this month, but it's not the insane 40 books I got last month. So anyway, let's get going. I will start the haul with history, and then I will get to the manga. So the first two books I'll show you I got from Labyrinth Books. They're used bookstore near Princeton University. And they have a sale every few months, and I get a catalog from them. So I picked up two books that I've been eyeing for quite a while. First up is The Global Age, Europe 1950 to 2017 by Ian Kershaw. I've had my eye on this book for a while. I read bits of it shortly after it came out and wanted a copy for myself. I've been long interested in late 20th and early 21st century European history, so quite happy to have it, even if there are some issues with it. David Murphy, I think, has some critical opinions on it. Next is The Transformation of the World, A Global History of the 19th Century by Jurgen Osterhammel. I've been eyeing this book for a few years now. I'm quite looking forward to getting to it. The next three are March releases from Princeton University Press. They had a 40% off their history titles in March and in February. That coincided with their big, massive 75% off sale. So in March, I picked up, well, that would be in February, I picked up two orders from Princeton University Press, the Mess of Poetry, and then a smaller history that they had on that sale. And for the 40% off sale, I picked up three new releases in March. First up is In Hitler's Munich, Jews, the Revolution, and the Rise of Nazism by Michael Brenner. I'm developing quite a collection of interwar German history. The next book is The Road to Dien Bien Phu by Christopher Goscha. This is about the First Vietnam War, the war between Vietnamese independence fighters and the French colonial authorities and army, and how this First Vietnam War led to the more famous Second Vietnam War between North Vietnam, South Vietnamese communists, and South Vietnam and the United States and other people. And I'm quite interested to have this. I don't have much history about Southeast Asia, and quite happy to have it. And so the third and final book I picked up from Princeton University Press this month is Waterloo Sunrise, London from the 60s to Thatcher by John Davis. This is a history of London, obviously from the 1960s through Margaret Thatcher. And I'm quite looking forward to having this. I'm quite interested in British history, although I don't have nearly as much British history as I would like. And I do have a sweet spot for 20th century history. And so the last bit of, or the last history book I picked up in April, is April new release, and that is The Persians, The Age of the Great Kings by Lloyd Llewellyn-Jones. This is a history of the Persians from their foundations to at least the dissolution of the Achaemenid Persian Empire by Alexander. But let's see if it goes. No, it doesn't. So it ends with Alexander's Conquest. So I've been looking forward to reading a book on the Persians, and I'm quite happy to have this. And expect some more books on the Persians and other ancient history coming up, hopefully. Anyway, so let's move on to the manga. I have quite a few volumes of manga. I, again, went a bit manga mad. I've been manga mad for a while now. But anyway, so I picked up one volume of Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. This is volume 7. Fullmetal Alchemist is one of my favorite series. It's about the Ulrich brothers, who are alchemists, in performing a forbidden alchemical ritual to bring back their dead mother. The boys are grievously wounded. Edward loses a leg. Alphonse loses his body. To save Alphonse, Edward sacrifices his arm to inscribe his brother's soul onto a suit of armor. Edward joins the state military, and he goes in pursuit of the Philosopher's Stone, a chemical artifact reputed to be able to circumvent the laws of equivalent exchange. And the brothers hope that by using the Philosopher's Stone, they can restore themselves. As the brothers search for the Philosopher's Stone, they become enmeshed in a long-running conspiracy at the very heart of the Maestrian government, their home country's government, that has them as important ingredients in said conspiracy. The next two volumes I picked up are a series that I enjoyed a few years ago. Well, the first volume of which I had in my first manga collection. And I love the anime, but I've never read the full series, although I did watch the entirety of the anime. So this is Nabari No Ou by Yuhki Kamatani. I have volume 1 and volume 2, which is a bit more beat up. Nabari No Ou is a modern day shonen manga about a young man who has a sort of a mystical power within him that a number of modern day ninja factions find valuable. And so they pretty much try to recruit him into their own organization or clan. And things go from there. The next two volumes I picked up are ones that I just got in, and they're first volumes, so I'm kind of trying them out. First up is Kaiju number 8 by Naoya Matsumoto. This is about, I think, a world beset by kaiju, giant monsters, and how Special Force tries to fight these monsters. And I think the way they do that is that some of them themselves become kaiju. And the next one is Moriarty, the Patriot, Volume 1 by Ryosuke Takeuchi and Hikaru Miyoshi, inspired by the work of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Basically, this is taking Sherlock Holmes and turning it on its head. Sherlock Holmes is not the hero of this story, Moriarty is. And from what I know of the world building, oh boy. Yeah. Looking forward to getting to that one. The next one I picked up is a volume of Tollbound Hanako-kun. This is volume 6 by AidaIro. Tollbound Hanako-kun is one of my favorite manga series. It's about possibly one of the most haunted schools in Japan. It's about a young woman named Nene who hears that if you go to a specific restroom and perform a specific ritual, you will encounter the toilet-bound Hanako-san ghost. And you can request a wish to be granted from this ghost. Nene goes to this bathroom, she performs the ritual, and she meets the Hanako-san ghost. Although, rather than the traditional young girl, this version is a young boy, previous student. He attempts to grant her wish, and it doesn't quite go the way she does, and it ends up binding her to him. And together they start to regulate the other ghosts, both major and minor, at the school. And along with the two, they are also joined by a young exorcist named Ko, who initially wants to exorcise Hanako-san, but eventually becomes friends with him. And it's just a wonderful series, and quite happy to have Volume 6. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting Volume 4, which is so far eluding me. So, to wrap up the book haul, I have a lot of Eden Zero by Hiro Mashima. I have Volume 8, Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, Volume 14, and Volume 15. Eden Zero has fast become one of my favorite series. It's about a young man named Shiki who was adopted by the great demon king Ziggy, who acted as a sort of main antagonist for a tourist planet called Grambel, populated entirely by robots. The planet sort of fell on hard times and no tourists come, so gradually the robots are falling apart. One day, a young woman named Rebecca and her exceed companion Happy come to Grambel to film a video. Rebecca is a beekeeper. She meets Shiki. The robots seemingly malfunction and try to kill Rebecca and Happy. Shiki saves them and flees with her as the android population of Grambel fall apart. Shiki and Rebecca and Happy become adventurers with the goal to find Mother, a gigantic cosmic goddess. And their journey to find Mother, they travel throughout the Sakura cosmos and eventually beyond, and gather a very interesting and quirky crew, which I'm in the process of reading. I've read the first 7 volumes and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to getting to these volumes sometime in May. So that's pretty much all I have for my April book haul. I do have 2 more books coming in. I don't know if they'll come in tomorrow or Saturday. The post office is thinking they're estimating it'll be May 2nd, the first Monday in May. But usually they're a bit off, and I normally get them maybe a day or 2 earlier than that, so I'll see. So if I get them in tomorrow, I will haul them during weekly reads. It's volume 16. Yeah, it's volume 16 of Eden Zero and volume, I think, 13 of Toilet-Bound Hanako-kun. I pre-ordered the most recent volumes, and so my plans going forward for next month is I'm going to try to get caught up with Tolobon Hanako-kun and probably make a dent in Fullmetal Alchemist and Fairy Tail. But we'll see how that goes. And also, there will be quite a few cookbooks in May. So anyway, BookTube, that's all I've got for now. I will see you Friday evening with Weekly Reads, which is likely going to be either depressing or, if you enjoy rants, there might be some rants. We'll see how it turns out. But anyway, BookTube, until tomorrow, thank you, have a great afternoon, and stay safe.